Good morning, my wonderful friends, and welcome to today's live stream. My name remains Chuks Ineh, and I am going to talk about His Excellency, our able principal, the presidential candidate of the Great Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, and President Buhari. As you all know, it is most likely, and the outcome of the next election is quite predictable based on the polls and the euphoria going on in the whole nation, that Mr. Peter Obi is going to take over from His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, it takes me a lot of courage to add His Excellency to the name President Muhammadu Buhari because of his accomplishments so far has nothing to do with excellent. Oh yes, you know, Peter Obi said that these people don't deserve that title, excellency, honorable, and what have you. But if Mr. Peter Obi is going to take over from President Muhammadu Buhari, and Mr. Obi has been talking about a lot of things that has to do with this present government, of course, his reference is to President Muhammadu Buhari. You're all welcome. Thank you for joining. Now, Mr. Peter Obi said, one, that the present fuel subsidy system in Nigeria is an organized crime. It is an organized crime. Now, who is the petroleum minister? President Muhammadu Buhari. And President Muhammadu Buhari came into the political or became our president when they championed him as the man that will come and fight corruption, eradicating corruption internally from the Nigerian system. However, under President Muhammadu Buhari, we have witnessed tremendous heights of corruption never before that existed in the history of Nigeria. We have had cases of animals swallowing money, monkey, snakes, all being accused wrongly that they have tampered with the Nigerian money. This happened in the government of President Muhammad. Wow, today is the birthday of our very good friend. Well, I don't know your name because your name is in Arabic, but whoever you are and whatever be your name, happy birthday, my wonderful friend. We wish you God's blessings. You know, today is a special day. We wish him happy birthday. Please join me to wish him a happy birthday. He is the man in Saudi Arabia, I suspect, or in Dubai, but because his name is in Arabic letters. So may God grant you a special gift today as you enjoy your new age. Okay. Now let us proceed. President Muhammadu Buhari has also said, no, not Buhari. Buhari was presented to us as the one that would destroy corruption in Nigeria. You know, and yes, we know that corruption, the height of corruption in Nigeria is very, very high, and under Buhari, the thing has also increased. So we expected that if Buhari will tackle corruption, Nigeria will be better. He took it upon himself. You're welcome. He took it upon himself to become the petroleum minister, not assigning anybody to it, but still, oil theft in Nigeria skyrocketed. This is a man that when Goodluck Jonathan wanted to remove subsidy, he fought against it, and today he is trying to remove subsidy before Peter Obi will come in. But Peter Obi himself has said oil subsidy is a scam. It is an organized crime. And he has told us that oil theft is not something that we citizens can even indulge in. Oil theft is not going to steal your neighbor's groundnut oil or your neighbor's engine oil or your neighbor's fuel for your generator. No. Oil theft. How many times have you seen someone even succeed in stealing fuel from a filling station? I have not seen before, unless you go and drive in and then run away. But the oil theft they are talking about is that they are stealing the crude oil that is meant for Nigerians' development. They will steal it and then they will export it, refine it and bring it back. Okay, that is the oil theft that is happening. And every day Nigeria is losing $700 million. Wow. That's a lot of money. That is, and that Nigeria is the only OPEC country that is not meeting its quota. All these things are happening under President Muhammadu Buhari, APC. The man, the saint that has come to crush corruption in Nigeria. Peter Obi said that there is no way that a ship, a vessel that carries containers, that carries gas, that carries oil, will come into Nigeria without the knowledge of the Navy. The Navy is the armed forces that protects our waterways, just like the Air Force protects our airspace. And the Nigerian army or soldiers are the ones that are on ground to protect our land. And so the Navy is an accomplice to what the Nigerian Navy, from what P2B said, is an accomplice. The Nigerian Navy, whose commander-in-chief of the armed forces is President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the petroleum minister, under his watch, under the watch of a former general, under the watch of the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian armed forces, under the watch of the present minister of petroleum, President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria is losing oil. He can't do anything about it. So he claims it is not his fault. It is not him. He's a saint. He's fighting corruption. He doesn't steal. But under your watch, you are the minister of petroleum. You are the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian armed forces that controls you appoint whoever that is in charge of the Navy under your watch. And all the other security agencies, the DSS are there monitoring, the civil defense are there monitoring, the Nigerian police are also there monitoring. All of them are there, and this oil theft is going on in Nigeria. This is the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, the APC government that came with the crusade and the mantra they are coming to fight corruption, but under them, this is what we are seeing in Nigeria every day. And that is what P2B said, the amount of money we are losing to this oil theft is enough. The one we get in a month is enough to solve the demands of ASU. So do you see? He has identified the problem. The problem is leadership. The leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari is too weak, is incapacitated, is incompetent to handle security issues in Nigeria, even to control or prevent or even take proactive measures to protect our oil assets. That is the fact. He can't do it. You can't do it. You can. For 7 good years of your operation as the president of Nigeria, these things has been happening. You couldn't do anything. If somebody has 8 years to run or to rule or to reign, and for 7 years he didn't achieve whatever he needed, is it the last hour, the 11th hour, that a miracle will happen? He has told the army general that they should make sure they cross Boko Haram before the end of December. That is story for the gods. Next in the agenda. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, EFCC released Orji Zokalo. We have seen what has been happening in the judiciary. The Chief Justice of Nigeria was the one before the one that Buhari put in. We know how Buhari removed. Ajayi said this has been happening before Baba update. We know how that Chief Justice was removed, and a new one too was, the next one that replaced him was removed. Even when that Chief Justice was removed, the American embassy shouted, the UK High Commission shouted, all these people were shouting that Buhari is interfering with the judiciary. Buhari does not have respect for the rule of law. Yes, P2B said he's going to respect the rule of law, because when P2B spoke to the NBA, he told them how, without paying any money to the judiciary, he won justice. The election that he won in Anambra State, and he was impeached 2 times, and his election was denied him. He said he got it back with the help of the judiciary without paying anything, and that when he becomes president, he's going to respect the rule of law. President Muhammadu Buhari had so many court orders and injunctions that they don't respect. Even under his watch, the Attorney General, the Accountant General of the Federation stole how much money, and the man was laughing in the court, and he was granted bail. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, incompetent people are placed to become ministers, while competent people are placed to become the deputy because of tribalism and nepotism. Under the president of President Muhammadu Buhari, the cost of living of Nigerians has become very, very hard for them. Inflation has set in, and the economy is in very bad shape and condition. Nigeria has moved from production to consumption under President Muhammadu Buhari. Many factories and companies has left Nigeria, while the local ones have collapsed. because of the cost of diesel. If Nigeria is not losing a lot of money into this oil theft, at least the cost of diesel will be down, and the cost of production will be down, and the cost of foodstuffs in the market will be less. Nigerians are suffering because of President Muhammadu Buhari. The legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari is outrageous. It is something that we are going to all testify that they made promises that 1 naira is going to be the same as $1. They made promises that the cost of fuel will reduce. They made promises that students will be given, university graduates will be given 5,000 naira every month. All the promises they made, all the promises that APC made, they did not fulfill them. They couldn't fulfill them. As a matter of fact, Osibanjo was even confused as what was written in their manifesto. Their manifesto, they didn't study it. They outsourced it to consultants who prepared a very beautiful document for Nigerians to study, whereas the people leading us don't even know what is in their manifesto, so they don't know what they came to do. The corruption they promised to come and fight, they couldn't fight. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, Orji Okaro that was sent to prison was later released from prison because of some judiciary technicalities that they employed, and he's the chief whip. He's going up and down campaigning for Tinubu. This happened under President Muhammadu Buhari. So P2B is coming to take over from the worst president that Nigeria has ever had in our history. Yes. In fact, it was a good thing that we gave this man who was so ambitious to become the president of Nigeria. He contested so many times and he was given the chance and he messed up the whole system. His attitude towards the people in the Southeast is not, it was because of the things he said that he was even banned on Twitter. President Muhammadu Buhari affected the crypto industry that Nigerian youths were enjoying and joining their fellow friends. You prevent them from doing a good thing, joining their global colleagues in being part of the crypto industry, mining Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin. You ban Bitcoin and you keep arresting those that are even doing Yahoo. So the good ones that were not doing Yahoo, that were doing cryptocurrency, you came and banned them. And Twitter banned President Muhammadu Buhari because of what he said, and he said what he said was not right. President Muhammadu Buhari has not been a blessing to this country, honestly, because the rate at which the Fulani herdsmen have destroyed people's farms, destroyed people's lives in so many parts of Nigeria under the watch of President Muhammadu Buhari, because he is their brother. All these things, there were no policies, instead of them to protect Nigerian citizens, they protected the cows. This happened under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. And so Governor Oton will be crying, so many governors will be crying, and President Muhammadu Buhari did nothing about these things. Peter Obi is taking over from a leader who didn't know his left and his rights. Yes. And so all these problems that this present government has created for us, he will make sure that he solves them. And the good thing is that he always tells us that solving them is easy. Solving them is easy because he has an agenda, he has a plan on how to carry out these things. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, electricity has not improved in any way. Nothing. The everything about import and export is still done in Lagos, whereas we have other ports in Nigeria that would have been used and made life easy for Nigerians. Honestly speaking, the difference between President Muhammadu Buhari and P2B is like this. Very wild. This man is old, and right now, another old man who claims that it is his turn wants to take over from another old man. This is the northern friends have been saying it is from frying pan to fire, and we will not allow it to happen. P2B has seen the errors of President Muhammadu Buhari, who easily uses his information minister Lai Mohammed to do all sorts of things with the media and the press. We don't want Muhammadu Buhari and his APC government again in Nigeria. We want a new Nigeria. We want Labour Party. We want P2B to take over from Muhammadu Buhari and take Nigeria to where it ought to be. Yes. The government of President Muhammadu Buhari has caused increased hardship for students and for lecturers. He doesn't even know that they were on strike. So many things that are happening around him, he's not aware. Under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, ASU has stayed at home for 7 months. And the students have even gone to block the way to the Murtala Muhammad Airport to intervene and say enough is enough. Under this government, Nigerian prisons was attacked in the capital of Nigeria, Abuja, the seat of government. And Boko Haram terrorists they all escaped. No Air Force came, no police came, no crash squad came, no military came. But it is when the military and the police see civilians, they start molesting them and harassing them on the road, intimidating them and shooting them carelessly. But when they see those that they are supposed to combat, that came and rescued their people from the Nigerian prison in Kuje, they didn't cough. But the Nigerians that were kidnapped on the railway, in the train traveling from Abuja to Kaduna, were never rescued up to today. But they were kept in Nigeria. But they were able to go all the way to Kenya and bring back Nnamdi Kanu, who is championing the freedom of his people from the hands of this nepotic government. Yes, these are the accomplishments. These are things that are happening in my time. You see, there's a difference between studying history. Many of us read history. We know what happened before. But in this present time, this is what is happening in Nigeria. This is the government that we're all witnessing. We are seeing how Milo made by Nestle went from 1 kg. They reduced it from 1 kg to 800 grams. They took out 200 grams and even increased the cost of that sachet Milo. In this country, Milo that our children are supposed to be drinking for them to be grow and become future champions, Nigerian government is taking it away from them. The presidency doesn't even know what they are doing, that the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, had to complain and tell Nigerians that we are 15.4 million people that brought this government to power, and it has been hijacked by a few people. 3 men have taken over this presidency. That is what we are suffering in the hands of this government. And so when P2B talks about organized crime, political bandits, he's referring to this government, because that is what this government has become. Look at what they have done with INEC. In so many places, they have gone to adulterate the INEC register, putting names of people that do not exist, people that were born in 1900 are still alive in Nigeria, ready to vote for APC to come into power. And because of that, they are trying to discredit the beavers, that the biometric system will not be used and electronic transmission of results will not be actualized. These things are happening in this Nigeria. We are all witnesses to it. And some youths still have the audacity to be supporting a Milokan and supporting an old man who is sick wearing diapers to come and become our president. And some people are even supporting Atiku after the North has ruled for 8 years, after the North has, a Muslim has ruled for close to 8 years, and that another North, another Fulani should come and rule us in this country because of what? Because we don't have other tribes that are smart enough, because we don't have other people that can change Nigeria. Enough is enough. Mr. P2B is coming to take over from a country that is very, very dilapidated. The construction of roads, look at Enugu Onitsha Road, very bad. So many roads in Nigeria, very, very bad. Very messed up. What have they done with the loans that they have been taking from the Chinese, from the IMF, from World Bank, and from Germany, and from everywhere they have been taking loans? All they did with the money is to share it among themselves, under the same government that said they came to fight corruption. My dear friends, there is no way we can compare somebody that was given a YS certificate as a president, and many of us got our own at the age of 16. His certificates were questionable, and that is the reason why education is in crisis today. That is the reason why let us not underestimate or underrate education. Education is important. Knowledge is power. The Bible says, my people perish because of lack of what? Knowledge. Ignorance is a disease. And so what you don't know, you cannot give. You cannot do it. That is why people go and learn skills and learn a process. P2B, his certificates, that of his vice, are all there for us to go and do what? Verify. He has a track record of competence, character, capacity, and capability. If we give Peter Obi the chance to rule Nigeria, the same way we have felt the impact of a bad leader, of a leader that doesn't know what to do, that is the same way we feel the impact of a good leader. We are all going to feel the impact of Mr. Peter Obi's administration in Nigeria, and Nigerians will say, wow, finally, we have gotten it right. Nigeria has gotten so many things right in so many areas, in entertainment, in sports, in business, but when it comes to politics, we have always been making mistakes. We have had people that don't have any business in governance to lead us, people that don't have any knowledge or expertise in leadership to be ruling us, and that is the reason why we keep suffering. It is time that we hand over the affairs of Nigeria to those that are capable, to those that can pilot this and not go and crash us or take us to a very wicked and bad destination. And that man is Peter Obi. Peter Obi is the complete opposite of President Muhammadu Buhari in all ramifications, both in integrity, in character, in achievement, in everything. He does not depend on government for his livelihood. He has been a man that made it big in the private sector before he joined government to serve his people. And when he becomes the president, he's coming there to serve and not to take resources. He will not appoint anybody from his family to be in power or people from his tribe to be in power. He's going to select the best brains from different parts of Nigeria to handle the affairs of this country so that all will benefit and all will be happy. And that is possible. And that is the reason why we are obedient to make sure we continue to support him, so that when he gets to Aso Rock, we will be the ones that will benefit and not the few people that will benefit or have been benefiting from this Nigerian agenda. Thank you very much, my wonderful friends, for watching. I'll be back later on to continue with my live stream. Please share this video so that others will see it. God bless you. Bye-bye.